Hi everybody, welcome to Comics Q&A here at newsok.com. I'm Matt Price. I'm here with Kyle Roberts. We've got a special guest on the line here on Comics Q&A this week. This is Robert Weiner. He just wrote a book called Captain America and the Struggle of the Superhero. It's an academic take on the Captain America mythos as he kind of explores, he and other authors explore different realms and inspirations of Captain America. Hey, Robert, tell us about your background and how you came to this project.
Well, okay. I had previously done a book on Marvel graphic novels, a bibliography looking at the history of Marvel publishing books, basically, not just graphic novels, but children's books. And Captain America always resonated with me as a character who did what was right. I never saw him as a sort of a government stooge. And my friends would criticize me for liking Captain America. And when Marvel killed Captain America after I'd finished the previous book, I just got this idea that maybe it was time to do a cultural study and put together articles from various scholars, their work and their take on how Captain America could be studied as a cultural icon.
All right, excellent. Tell me about your essay in the book.
My essay looks at Captain America's grief over Bucky and how writer after writer used that as a plot device and made it very, very effective. And it goes all the way up to the point of the resurrection of Bucky, of course, who is now the Captain America and taken over since they killed Rogers. But what I look at is how even the villains sort of knew Captain America better than his best friends, or the writers used this as a plot device that worked very, very effectively and made Captain America, I think, helped make Captain America a popular hero in the late 60s throughout the 70s. And I think that's a very salient point, that the villains, at least in Cap's case, and sometimes in some of, somewhat in Spider-Man's case too, I would argue, and in Batman's case, know their sort of counterpart better than the people that they're close to, their friends, their family.
Well, you talk about Captain America in the 60s and 70s. What is your favorite Captain America time period?
That's a really good question.
More of the Golden Age, or?
I like reading the Golden Age stuff just because it's so... some of it's kind of childish and it's very politically incorrect, and I kind of like reading the politically incorrect stuff, not because I agree with it, but because it's...
Funny.
Yeah, it's funny, and it's... Cap killed people in those early books, and Bucky certainly did, and so did Batman.
That's interesting. Do you think Captain America kind of represents America throughout the time?
Yeah, he does. He represents what's good about America, and I think that's what distinguishes him, say, from Superman. And he's not a government stooge. There are plenty of times throughout his history where he's gone against the government when he felt like the government was betraying the American ideal. Captain America represents everything that is good and positive about American democracy and concepts. As in the case of the Civil War, which eventually resulted in Rogers' death, I think that's a good thing. He does represent what freedom and individual liberty ultimately means, and in that respect, he represents true Americanism and the spirit of American individuality. But what's good about it, Superman, who I dearly love, is more of a Boy Scout and just does yes sir, yes ma'am kind of thing. Cap isn't like that, and that's one of the things I like to point out to critics who say, well, he's just a stooge, he's lily white. That's not true.
All right, absolutely. So if you want to find out more about Captain America, takes on him throughout history, and what the character means, you can check out Robert Weiner's book with many contributors, Captain America and the Struggle of the Superhero, available in bookstores now. We'd like to thank Robert for joining us on today's Comics Q&A, and for Kyle Roberts, I am Matt Price. Thanks for watching.
Let's see it.